Hey everyone, and welcome to another My Week in Media. Let's go ahead and jump into things. It's been 2 weeks this time, so not as bad as it could have been, but not just a single week. So let's start off with the music, the vinyl records that have come in this week and that I've been listening to. So one that came in I ordered quite a while ago was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 vinyl record from Waxwork Records. So artwork done by one of the original, not Peter Laird. I'm drawing Kevin Eastman. That's who it is. Kevin Eastman. So artwork on. So that's something that's really awesome about this is that it has original artwork done for it by Kevin Eastman. So that's pretty cool. And I've gotten to listen to it. It's the music from the movie. It's I can listen to that record and play the entire movie in my head. Good soundtrack. Enjoy a lot of the music that's on there. Next one I got, I had seen this one before and almost picked it up. So I decided to go looking for it on Amazon, and I found a copy that said it was used but like new. And then I got it in the mail, and it is not like new and has several creases all over this. And I kind of debated with whether or not to send it back. I think I'm just going to end up keeping it. But I got to listen to the A side of it, haven't listened to the B side of it. But yeah, it's all the music from the cartoon that I remember and enjoy. I was hoping that it'd have the opening theme song. It has the opening theme song, but just with no lyrics. The vocals are not in it. So I wish that wasn't the case, but otherwise, good stuff. Next one I have here is another Fit for a King record. This is the third time they've made an appearance on My Week in Media. So this one is called Descendants, is this album. And I don't know what the timeline is for their albums. I think that Solid State Records and Tooth and Nail Records are just re-releasing their old stuff. And so I'm happy they are, because I've just recently discovered them and I really like this band. Really good sound to them, good screaming, good melodic, hard music, and then good vocals whenever they do the singing too. So really enjoyed that. One that came in today and I've gotten to listen to front and back, really enjoyed, is this Halloween punk rock. Oh, punk rock Halloween, rather. A lot of good stuff on it. It's not just straight punk rock. There's some ska on it too, like Real Big Fish is on this album. I also found out that Ghoul Town is on here, and I like the song that they have on here from them. It's called By the Lantern Light. I didn't realize that Lyle Blackburn was a part of this band. I see that guy all the time at the Texas Frightmare Convention. I usually go watch his screening of documentaries that he does that are on usually cryptids like the Mothman or Bigfoot or Skunk Ape, stuff like that. I think he's a true blue believer in that stuff. I'm not, but I find those documentaries to be fun anyway. So now I can go and stop by and talk to him about his music. But that's it for music. Now we're going into books. A lot of books this time. A lot of books. So let's just jump in real quick there. I started reading, like I said, I was going to The Fourth Closet, the third one in the series of Five Nights at Freddy's. So started that one. Then also I was at Target looking for some figures, and I came across the newest releases of the Five Nights at Freddy books. So number 6, number 7, and then number 8. And this is part of a series that's separate from those original 3. From the third one that I'm on. I don't believe it has the same characters, different characters, different storyline. But so pick those up. So as of right now, I think I have everything that's out of those. I probably won't. I might not even get into any of those this year. So now that I've finished the original trilogy, I'm probably going to spend some time on some video games, and I plan to read some graphic novels this year. I haven't really done that in a while, so going to jump into some of those. I did go to another Kinokuniya store, this time at a different location than the one I typically go to, because I was going to see if they had some different Godzilla books that I've been looking for, particularly one on Gabara. I couldn't find it, but I did find one that they had that wasn't at the other store, and that was the one on, what's this movie called? The Battle of the Colossus? Was it? War of the Gargantuas, that's what it's called. War of the Gargantuas. I'm going to say that. It says, I guess, their names on here. Sanda and Gyra. I don't really know their names, but yeah, I remember it took me a while to find that movie too, War of the Gargantuas. And then another book of the 91 Godzilla with another King Ghidorah in there also. So, but it mostly focuses inside the pictures are mostly of the King Kong suit. Or not King Kong, the Godzilla suit. And then typically I've been getting 6 of those. But since I didn't really see any of the other Kinokuniya store that I went to had a smaller selection than the one I'd normally been going to, so I didn't find a lot of the ones I wanted of that one. But I did find this, and so I was happy to find this, and I looked it up on Amazon and eBay. It wasn't even on Amazon, and then in eBay, it was about $10 more than what they were selling it for there. So I picked it up. Has a lot of good images from the set and of almost all the Godzilla films from beginning to end of the Showa, Heisei, and Millennium series. And so really cool. I just wish the pictures were a little bit bigger because they fill up each page with a lot of pictures. They're kind of small. So I wish they were maybe had fewer pictures and bigger, but I'm glad I got my hands on this book. It's pretty cool. Like I said, a lot of books. I'm not done yet with the books. Next one. I have Udon's Art of Capcom 1 and 2. I didn't even know a third one existed, and it showed up for me while I was browsing through Amazon, so I picked it up. I love these Street Fighter art books, and this one's not strictly Street Fighter. It also has Mega Man, Darkstalkers, Resident Evil. The various Capcom franchises are in here, so good book. Love the art that's in these, and as long as they keep releasing these, I'll keep getting these because while I don't collect the comics anymore, that just became too much. The thing I enjoyed about the comics for the most part was the art, and then if I want the story too, there's select stories that I can get in the trade paperbacks and graphic novels. So I'm done with collecting single issue comics for probably forever. And then I ordered these books. They're Masters of the Universe books. It may have been a year ago now, and they finally came in this last week. So one is it's a character guide book, and it's pretty thin in comparison because this is kind of like an expansion because I have the original one, and you can see it on my my room tour, my 2021 room tour. It's there, and so this is the expansion of that. So there's some added stuff that wasn't in the original, and then there's the toys guide. So this one I was really looking forward to getting my hands on, as I'm a toy collector also, obviously, so like I like to get my hands on these classic action figures, and I'm really happy with the new line of He-Man stuff that they have coming out. So that's it for books, a lot of books, and then now movies. I only made one movie purchase this week, and it was this 5-film set that has Cobra, Masters of the Universe, Over the Top, Bloodsport, and The Hitman. I have Bloodsport and I have Over the Top, but I didn't have that Cobra, and I've been looking for Cobra a long time. I'm a huge Stallone fan. I love Stallone movies, and while I've seen Cobra, I don't own it yet, so I was looking forward to get that one. And then, of course, as you just saw, I'm a big fan of He-Man, so I needed to add that one to the collection. And then I don't think I have that Chuck Norris film either. I have another collection of Chuck Norris films, but I'm pretty sure that one's not not a part of it. So the price was reasonable enough that even if those were the only two that I needed, this price was worth it. So glad to add that one, and it's not going to take up a lot of space since it's a single box set. So now, movies that I've watched, I'm going to have to refer to my phone here because I've actually gotten a decent amount of movie watching in. That's probably going to slow down here pretty soon with basketball playoffs starting up. I haven't kept up with basketball like I have in years past, but with the playoffs going on, I'm going to try a lot harder. So let's see. Try to get back. What's the last thing I said I watched? I think Extra 2 was the last thing I talked about watching on the last one. So keeping up, I've been trying to keep up with all the Joe Bob stuff from the Joe Bob's Last Drive-In. One of those on there was Next of Kin. And I remember that was the Australian film, and I really enjoyed the cinematography and the atmosphere of that film. I didn't think the story was super exciting, but the cinematography really stood out. The camera work, the way the various angles that they used, the way the camera was moving a lot of the times. As a person that enjoys cinema, I really enjoyed the cinematography in that movie. Another one I watched was Ginger Snaps. I had heard about this movie from a friend, and for some reason I figured it was it was an 80s film, an 80s werewolf movie somewhere around the same time as American Werewolf in London or The Howling. So I thought it was from that time period, but apparently this is early 2000s film. So that was a fun surprise. I really enjoyed that movie. Another one I saw was Fried Berry. What a wild ride that was. Very weird, very strange movie, and it's definitely struck a chord with me. I liked it. It was visually beautiful. I thought the acting was super quirky, and it was a fun ride. I thought that's the best way I could describe it, as a fun ride. I started checking out some found footage movies and documentary style movies that I thought I've heard are good. One of those was the Poughkeepsie tapes, and I didn't really care for that one too much. I thought it was pretty average. Gave it a 2.5 stars. It was just the fact that I felt like the acting wasn't that great. It didn't feel like a real documentary. It seemed forced. It seemed faked. So I felt like that one could have been better. The idea of it wasn't that bad. Another one I watched in that same vein was Lake Mungo, also documentary style. But this one was very well acted and looked like a real documentary. And there's so many times in this movie where you feel like you know where it's going, and then it kind of hooks and curves and changes things. It's not like a big, oh my goodness, blow your mind change or curve, but it just kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit because it doesn't end up going where it looks like it's going to be heading. So that I enjoyed that film. Next one is the Phoenix Tapes, 97. This one was I like this one because what got me into these was I was wanting to watch these alien found footage movies that I've been hearing some things about, and so this was one I finally got to, and I like this one. I wish they would have shown more of the aliens, but I felt like the build up for the movie with the characters going out on their camping trip was really good. It really set the dynamics of these people, and so it feels real. It's found footage, and it feels pretty real. I just wish we saw more of the aliens, but enjoyed that one. Next one I saw off of Joe Bob was Mandy, and there are my children being really loud. But Mandy, I heard good things about. I've been hearing good things about, and this is weird. Typically, weird is up my alley, but I didn't like this one that much. I felt like it maybe couldn't pick a lane. Did it want to be interpretive and weird all the way through? Did it want to be a narrative, like a more straightforward narrative? And so it didn't really, I felt like I needed to pick a lane. And so I didn't really like this one as much as I thought I was going to like this one. 2.5 stars on this one for me also. 2 out of 5. And then the last one that I've recently watched, just finished this morning actually, was Dead and Buried. Started it last night, fell asleep with still like 40 minutes left of it to finish. And Dead and Buried was pretty good. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was pretty creative and unique. but nothing super special in it. I like that the actor who plays Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory was in it. My kids, sorry. Hey, you're gonna have to wait. Can you please be quiet? From Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory was in this movie. I recognized his voice. I didn't recognize the way that he looked right off the bat. And so when I saw him, I had to look him up on IMDb because I knew that voice. And I was like, that sounds like Grandpa Joe from Chocolate Factory. And it was. And then the other one in there that Joe Bob mentioned that I had to go back and rewind to make sure, because I didn't recognize him at first. But it was Robert Englund of Nightmare on Elm Street fame, plays Freddy Krueger. So it was cool getting to see him pre-Freddy Krueger playing in this role. And lastly, one more thing. Excuse me real quick while I go get it. Okay, I'm back. And that last thing is this King Kong figure. So, wasn't really looking for it. Was looking for Ninja Turtles, and then came across another King Kong. It doesn't look too much different from the other ones that I have. The head sculpts in this are different from the other ones. The other ones had a different paint, but this one has a different sculpt on the heads. And so, well, there it is, my Wikimedia, and quite a bit, especially in the book department. I'll see you next time.